It's Wednesday, Hump Day Wednesday, November 15th, 2023. Your day weather podcast brought to you by Cowboy State Daily, Wyoming's only daily newspaper. Check them out at cowboystatedaily.com. Changes are coming, and I think that's what the geese are figuring out as well. Earlier this week, a shot there from Wheatland, Wyoming. Thanks, John, for sending that in of the geese in formation. I don't know if they're headed south in that picture, but I think they're probably thinking they should do that based on what's coming. But we do have one more very mild day coming on up, so today is just like what we've seen lately. We do have this frontal passage. We have the front coming through the northern Rockies, then we have a west coast low spinning and staying off the coast, but beginning to move in a little bit more. This is going to bring a smattering of rain and snow shower activity into the region as we find ourselves heading into Thursday and Friday. But it's not much of a storm. Disorganized but colder low pressure system is going to come into the Rockies and High Plains in the Sunday-Monday time frame. While it's a disorganized storm, it is going to bring in some colder air, much colder air, and we may have just enough snowfall in some areas for some slick roads, highways, and mountain passes in that Sunday-Monday time frame. So if you're starting your holiday travels this weekend into early next week, you'll need to watch that. As we get into Thanksgiving week, the weather definitely is going to go through some changes. There's going to be some type of bigger push of colder air moving into the northern and central Rockies and northern plains sometime Thanksgiving Day. Right now, the timing looks to be late Thanksgiving Day into Friday and then into the following Thanksgiving weekend. This is going to likely bring travel concerns of some sort. Whether or not they're big travel concerns or minor ones, we just have to see. But a much, much colder air mass will overspread this area, this region, starting sometime late Thanksgiving Day, Thursday through the weekend. That will be associated with some snow. Don't know if it's going to be a lot or little, but if you're planning your Thanksgiving travels, we're going to need to kind of keep an eye on the weather, as it may be a factor, and it's something that we'll keep an eye on for you. I know a lot of you are going to making your plans. We'll keep an eye on that travel period coming on up. Satellite photo is getting more busy. We can see some good rain, but it's just hanging off the west coast right now, moving north parallel to the coast at the moment. High clouds out ahead of it. Strong jet stream winds, a lot going on across the North Pacific. So there's a lot brewing, a lot going on up here, but southwest flow ahead of that low will keep our temperatures very mild and keep us in mid and high level clouds for another day. And there you can see the low parked off the coast of California. Here's this trough that's going to just race its way south and east, but ahead of it, we'll push in some warm air. These are the temperature anomalies for today. So you can see the warm air getting pushed out ahead of that low all across the central and western parts of the U.S. By Friday, that low that is here right now is all the way into the upper Great Lakes, moving through very quickly. So this will bring in a slight cool down as we get into the Thursday-Friday time frame. Not a huge cool down, but enough to take the edge off the mild weather we've had. And we're going to see some showers. You can see the moisture coming off the west coast from that low. Moisture associated with the low across the U.S.-Canadian border. This is really nothing to write home about, but we're going to get a little bit of snow in the mountains of Utah, Colorado, and southern Wyoming. Some rain and snow showers along Interstate 80 with this system. Again, not a lot going on with it. It's just moving through too quickly. But there will be a little bit of weather, more than we've seen lately, as we get into tomorrow and tomorrow night. We'll have a break in the weather Friday and Saturday between systems. This is by noon Saturday. So we're back into southwest flow again. So by Friday and Saturday, temperatures are going to rebound. But things are getting messy here along the west coast. We have the low that was parked there weakening a bit and heading inland. But as it heads inland, it will be pushing in moisture. And this is by late Sunday into Sunday night. Colder air comes in from the northwest. We have this two-barreled system, two areas of low pressure that are coming in kind of at the same time. So it's not going to coalesce into one organized storm Sunday into Monday. That's why we're calling it disorganized. But as the colder air comes in with some of the Pacific moisture from the California low, there is going to be a little bit of weather with it. And here it is. So this is for the time frame of Saturday through Tuesday. So the 4-day period of Saturday through Tuesday, this is the next wave of precipitation. You can see some pretty good cold rain here in South Dakota and Nebraska. The Rockies going to see some snow and rains back into California. Nothing terribly well put together until it gets more east here. But with the colder temperatures, there will be some snow. So this is that Sunday, Monday time frame where there may be just enough snow to make for some slick roads and highways. Again, not a big storm system, more of a nuisance, but certainly a change of pace from where we are right now. Then when we take a look at temperatures, certainly noticeably colder temperatures are going to come in with this low during the course of the day, Sunday, and especially you'll feel the colder air coming in on Tuesday. Then our attention focuses on what happens after that. This is for noon on Thanksgiving Day. So for most of Thanksgiving Day, it goes back to a westerly flow. But as you can see up north here, there's a lot going on. We have this deep low forming here in Hudson Bay, a lot of very cold air circulating around this. This area of low pressure here and here are going to sort of come together and coalesce and will want to push the jet stream south. And this happens late in the day Thursday and into Friday. So let's compare the models like we've been doing this week and see what happens. Now this is for Friday at around 5 p.m. on Friday. So as we get into Friday evening, the trough of low pressure has pushed into Montana. We have the stronger low up here in Canada, but look at the jet stream. It's now taking a much bigger dip. So the door to Canada starts to get pushed open late Thursday night into Friday. So the European model, the American model is actually colder, but see how they're starting to at least look a little bit more like they're trying to say the same thing, although there's a lot of details that are different, but the overall general theme is the same. So it is in the Canadian. So we're starting to see better agreement in that late Thursday of next week, the following weekend of an overall colder, wintry pattern coming in. Look at our temperature anomaly by Friday according to the GFS, the American model. This is the Friday after Thanksgiving. The cold air just pours on in. And that cold air could settle in for several days, bringing us not only colder temperatures, but there is probably going to be sometime late Thursday through Friday into early Saturday, some snowfall associated with these much colder temperatures. And as we mentioned, we'll keep an eye on it for you. Have yourself a good Wednesday. We'll see you tomorrow.